What's up, YouTube? T Movies here. It's Thursday. That means it's time to talk about the new movies opening this week. Now, they're all like like wide release films. Then there's like a couple of smaller limited release movies, and there's also like a Netflix film that I'm actually really looking forward to check out. So that being said, here's the films opening this week. All right. First film I'm going to talk about is Stuber, which stars a Right. Which of course stars Dave Bautista and Camille Nanjiani. I think this looks fun. It kind of looks like the movie Taxi, but with an Uber driver instead of a taxi driver. And I mean, granted, I don't take Ubers. I never take Ubers. I mean, come on, I'm just a taxi guy. I mean, I'm so old school there. But anyway, I think Stupid looks like it could be a pretty fun, entertaining action comedy. You got Dave Bautista who plays like a tough cop who pretty much pairs up with an Uber driver to track down a serial killer played by the dude from The Raid, Iko Uwais. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's yeah, Iko Uwais, and I can't wait to see this tomorrow. I mean, definitely seeing this. Yeah, I'm seeing this, and I'm also seeing Crawl tomorrow. So I'll hope to have my review for both of them tomorrow. But speaking of Crawl, that opens this week, and that also looks fun. It looks like a really fun horror film. I mean, anything that has to do with crocodiles and alligators, I'm into checking out. I mean, I still watch the Crocodile Hunter once in a while, so there's that. But yeah, I mean, this kind of also looked like Jaws, but with an alligator. So there's that. And you also have the actors from the Maze Runner films, who by the way I think is maybe the best part of the Maze Runner movies, in my opinion. But yeah, I can definitely cannot wait to see this. I'm seeing this and Stuber tomorrow, so fingers crossed they're both decent. Because the reviews for Craw has been pretty decent, so hey, sign me up. I think it could be something pretty interesting. Also open this week is The Farewell, which is from A24. So anything by A24, I'll be seeing in a heartbeat. Anyway, here's what The Farewell is about. The Farewell follows a Chinese family who, when they discover their beloved grandmother has only a short while left to live, they decide to keep her in the dark and schedule an impromptu wedding to gather before she passes. Billy, played by Aquafina,
no, I'm good. Thanks. Yeah, the glass is on the stairs.
feeling like a fish out of water in her home country, struggles with the family's decision to hide the truth from her grandmother. This looks like it's really going to be sad, and I think it looks interesting. It's cool seeing Aquafina do something very different. I mean, it's pretty cool seeing like comedians tackle dramatic work, whether it's Adam Sandler for Reign Over Me or Melissa McCarthy, who just won who got nominated for an Oscar for Can You Ever Forgive Me. And it should be interesting to see how good Aquafina does in a dramatic film. And so far, the movie is getting really great reviews, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm really intrigued by this. I think it could be something pretty interesting. Looks like it's gonna have some comedy, some emotional moments. I'm definitely down to check this one out. All right. Also open this week is a karate movie called The Art of Self Defense, which stars Jesse Eisenberg as this guy named Casey, who's a bookkeeper, and he ends up getting attacked by a street gang at night. And so that way he could learn to protect himself. He ends up attending he pretty much attends like a karate class. And his instructor is this guy named Sensei, played by Alessandro Nivola, and a hardcore brown belt on the anime, played by Umugen Poots. And he's trying to learn how to defend himself and learn how to fight and all that. This kind of looks like a very dark version of the Karate Kid. If it seriously has a Karate Kid feel to it, but if the Karate Kid was very darker instead of lighter. But I think this looks like it could be something really interesting. I know it's a cool thing to hate on Jesse Eisenberg and all, but I think the guy is terrific and cannot wait to see him in this. All right. Also open this week is a film called Sword of Trust, which stars Jillian Bell and Michaela Watkins, who ends up showing up to collect Cynthia's played by Belle Herons from her deceased grandfather, and the only item she's received is a antique sword that was believed by her grandfather to be proof that the South won Civil War. So like you got Mark Maron as like a pawn shop owner here, who also has like a man-child sidekick named Nadana, played by John Bass from that Baywatch film, and also like the two they pretty much join forces to sell the rarefied Prover iron to the higher bidder and all. I think this looks pretty interesting. I mean, I really like the director Lynn Shelton, who also did Laggies and did a few other stuff. I really like the cast. I mean, I'm becoming a huge fan of Jillian Bell, whether it's a 22 Jump Street, Rough Night. Her new movie, Brittany Runs a Marathon, looks fantastic. Cannot wait for that. And I like Mark Maron. I think he's great on Glow. So cannot wait to see this. I'm probably not gonna see it in theaters because it's not really playing where near me, but maybe on TV or whatever, I'll give it a shot. All right. Also open this week. There's a film. There is. Anyone remember I Got the Hookup? Well, I Got the Hookup 2 is coming out because I Got the Hookup got. Do I say hookup? I mean, I Got the Hookup 2. The original got released in 1990, I think 1998 or 1999, around that time, and it was an okay film. I mean, it's not one of the best like urban-based movies. Like, it's not no Friday or Barbershop or anything like that. But I still really thought it was okay. I mean, in it, here's what this film is about. Black and Blues restaurant gets shut down, and they're left in financial trouble. Blue's son, Fat Boy, then suggests selling stolen phones in order to make some of the money back. The stolen phones unfortunately had the Colombian cartel's stash of illegal drugs, putting him in an even worse situation than before. The cast in this is insane. The cast here includes Master P, who starred in the original, Tommy Tinney Lister, KJ Smith, Clifton Powell, John Witherspoon for all you Friday fans, Romeo Miller, Lunel, funny comedian by the way, Doran Wilson, Kyle Massey for all you Corey in the House fans, DC Youngfly, who seems to be in everything nowadays, Anthony Johnson, Michael Blackson, who is hysterical. I mean, check out Michael Blackson's Instagram. That dude is really funny. Anyway, you also got Cheryl Underwood, another funny comedian, Jessica Jess Hilarious Moore, Christopher Massey for all you Zoe 101 fans, Romeo's sister, Simone Miller. You also got Jeezy, Gary. You also got Gary G. Johnson in this, who was in Disaster Movie. I saw the trailer for this, and it looks dumb, but I kind of want to see it. I saw did like the first. I got the hookup. I mean, it's more of a guilty pleasure. This looks like it could be something pretty interesting, and I'm intrigued by it. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna be good or not, but I'm interested in it. Also, there's a film called Firecrackers, which I don't know a whole lot about. There's a film called there's a documentary Bethany Hamilton Unstoppable, which is about famed surfer Bethany Hamilton. Now, if you guys don't know who Bethany Hamilton is, she's a really pro surfer who ended up losing her arm during a shark attack, and since then she's been surfing with only just one arm, and I've seen like because I saw the movie Soul Surfer like back in 2011, and she is an inspiration. I think she's a really great pro surfer, and just I'm actually interested in this documentary. I think it looks fascinating, and I'm intrigued by it. But if you guys never seen Soul Surfer, watch that. There's also a horror movie out this week that actually looks intriguing called Trespassers. Here's what Trespass is about. Two couples, each working through relationship issues, rent a gorgeous house in the desert for a sex and drug feud escape from reality. Sarah, played by Angela Trimber, and Estelle, played by Pretty Little Liars Janelle Parrish, are longtime best friends looking forward to reconnecting after a period apart from their boyfriends, Joseph, played by Zach Avery, and Victor, played by Jonathan Howard. However, they are immediately aware of one another as tensions escalate over the course of a of one night. Things take an unexpected turn when a woman played by Firuza Buck, welcome back, claiming to be a neighborhood with car troubles, shows up at the door. She seems harmless enough, or so they think, as the twists and turns pile up, and so does the body count. So this is also a slasher film, and it's pretty cool to see Fairuza Balk back. If you guys don't know who she is, she played Dorothy in Return to Oz. She also played Adam Sandler's love interest in The Waterboy, and she's best known for the film The Craft. It's been a while since you've seen her, so it's pretty cool to see. I kind of want to see that mainly because she's in it. Anyway, I think this looks interesting. It has an interesting synopsis, and I'm a horror guy and a slasher guy, so there's that. I'm intrigued by this. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna be good or not, but I'll still definitely watch this. Also, out this week, there's a film called Miss Arizona, which stars Joanna Brady from Quantico, who plays a character named Rose Rains, who was like crowned Miss Arizona 15 years ago. So now she's like a bored housewife who's trapped in a less than ideal marriage. So she ends up accepting an invitation to teach a life skills class at a women's shelter, and also like digging out the relics of her pageant Queen Pass. She attempts to share her platform speech with a room of four disinterested women dodging abusive exes, and but when like trouble shows up at her shelter, what the woman really needs is for Rose to for Rose's shiny SUV to get them out of the Dodge and all. So they end up going for like a night out and all that. Like other people in this, like besides Joanna Bradley, you also got Missy Pyle, Steve Gutenberg, Kevin Heffernan, William Belly, Joshua Eddies. It looks interesting and looks pretty funny, and I like the cast. So I'll probably give this one a shot. There's also a film called Better Than Love, which stars Andrew and Matthew Lawrence. I don't know much about that. Uh, oh, you got a movie called Lokisha, which looks horrible. I saw the trailer for this, and how the heck did this movie got made? All right, I'm gonna read the synopsis, and this synopsis is one of the most messed up synopses I have ever read. I mean, in this film, it's about the film. Lokisha tells the story of Joe, who's a achieving a Detroit bartender who values truth above everything. So when he finds out that he needs to pay for his gifted son's private school education, he submits an addition to a local radio station for his own talk therapy. And so, like after he's rejected, he invents a larger than life black female personality named Lakeisha, who is like hired sight and unseen but unwilling radio station owners, and it's pretty much about a white man who ends up becoming a black woman. That's right. I mean, I guess White Chicks is a little similar, but this is more messed up. Like, I mean, in White Chicks, they were just going undercover. This guy's just being a total douchebag, and this look. I mean, it's directed and starring by this guy named Jeremy Salva and Savao. How you pronounce his name? I don't know. I mean, who knows? Maybe the movie might be good. That's always a possibility. But this looks horrible. I don't know how this movie got made. I might actually just see it so I could add it in my worst of the year list. I mean, it looks that bad. Oh boy, it look. I mean, this is a movie that's gonna offend loads of people. And you know what? I I can see why it's gonna offend people. I mean, a white man who ends up becoming a black woman. That's tell me that is not or racist, but whatever. Who knows? All right. There's also like a film Neil Armstrong biopic called Armstrong coming out this week. I almost said Lance Armstrong. And of course, this is like the 50th anniversary of the first moon landing. So, and by the way, if you guys still haven't seen that Apollo 11, if you guys haven't seen that Apollo 11 film yet, go check that one out. It's a really good doc. Also, there's a film called Summer Night, which is about like a couple of romances that intertwine with a couple of young characters. Um, this film is directed by Joseph Cross, who I believe is on The Handmaid's Tale, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, the cast also includes Victoria Justice, Justin Chatwin, Anna-Leigh Tipton, Lena Connor, who was on that film To All the Boys I Loved Before, Ella Hunt, who I thought was great in Enter the Apocalypse, Ella Coltrane from Boyhood. This was pretty interesting. I think it looks cute. It looks charming. I'm interested in checking it out. There's also a film out this week called Lying and Stealing, which looks terrible, and it stars Theo James, who really needs a new manager. I mean, this film here is takes place in Los Angeles, and it's pretty much about like this guy named Ivan, who's pretty much not a wannabe, and he's like an art thief, and also I really can't tell you hardly what this film's about because from the trailer I have no idea what the movie's supposed to even be about, but whatever. It also stars Emily Ratajkowski, who's not really that great of an actress. I mean, she was okay in Gone Girl, and she was alright in Entourage, but that was really it. But there's also a film called Saving Zoe, which is based on a young adult novel, and here's what this film is about. After the murder of her sister Zoe, Echo's world is at a standstill when her mother avoids emotion with pills, her father spends all hours of the day at his job, and her classmates treat her with fragility. However, she is like anything but fragile, and she knows that there is more to Zoe's murder than meets the eye. So she tries to find out how was she killed and all. The film stars sisters Laura and Vanessa Morano, and Laura of course appeared on Austin and Ally, while Vanessa was on that show Switch at Birth. You also got other people you got in this. You also got Georgia Wiggum, who was just on Scream Resurrection, which I just did my review for, and it also features Ken Jeong. So there's that. I saw the trailer for this, and it looks okay. I mean, it looks like a generic teen film. I really like the cast. I like the Morano sisters. I think they're talented actresses. Georgia, I thought was pretty decent in Scream Resurrection. So I'm interested to check this one out. I mean, I don't know if it'll be any good, but it should be interesting. And last but not least, there's a Netflix film premiering this week called Point Blank. Here's what this film is about. To save his pregnant wife, an emergency room nurse teams up with an injured murder suspect in a race against time to pretty much try to save his kidnapped wife. It stars Anthony Mackie and Frank Grillo. You also got Marsha Gay Harden, Tiana Paris, some pretty good cast members. I saw the. I wasn't even all that interested in this, but then I saw that trailer. I'm actually really excited for this. I think it looks really fun. It looks entertaining. You got the Falcon teaming up with Crossbones. What more could you ask for? And I think I cannot wait to see this. I don't know if it'll be any good. I could watch it and it could end up being another Netflix dumpster fire. But I'm really intrigued by this, and I'm interested in checking it out when it premieres. And that premieres on Netflix tomorrow, so keep your eye for that. But anyway, let me leave you guys. What movies are you interested in checking out this week? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This here is Team Movies, signing off.